Hi everybody and welcome to Rose Sky Tarot. Now this reading is for Capricorn for the 21st of January 2019 and it's a general reading, so may not suit everyone, but hopefully there's a message here just for you. Enjoy! Okay, let's have a look at these top three cards now. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Six of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. Now, is there something that you are caught up in, that you have focused so hard on, that you're maybe pushing people around you that you love away from you? Because are you maybe doing something that, is pushing you into bad temper? And you're taking the thing that you're doing out on the people round about you. And it could be that, you are just reacting to people demanding something from you when you don't have the time to do it for them. Or it could be that what you're doing is affecting your personality in a negative way, and you're pushing people away because you don't really want them to know that this is something that you're doing. But the thing is that this card is about being caught up in materialism, and know that whatever currency it is that you use has become higher than any human relationship than you have. So money has become your new best friend. And in moving on to the Six of Swords, this is something that could be moving you down a dangerous path, because you're going to be left with no one round about you to support you or to love you, and you're going to be left alone with whatever money it is or whatever materialistic thing it is that you were aiming to get. So it is quite a dangerous path, because you may have this thing, but you'll have it alone. But you're so focused on bringing all the details, the tiny, tiny little things that you have to do to meet this larger aim. And you're so focused on this and making steady progress on it that, the people side of things have been left in the background. And it could be that you don't even realise you're doing it. You don't realise how grumpy you've become and how antisocial you've become, because your focus is whatever this materialistic thing is. Let's move these cards over to the side. Okay, now we have the Queen of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. Now there's something that you really are invested in, something that you really want to do, want to accomplish, and it's something that you're almost guiding. You want it to develop into, a larger and more well-rounded thing. Similar to a relationship, you want it to grow and blossom and develop. And it's something that you're really optimistic that will bring such a fantastic return on. And you really are working yourself into the ground to, attract this affluence. And moving on to the Seven of Swords, is it something that maybe runs a fine line of where honesty is concerned? Is it something that, depending on which side of the fence you're on, whether it's something that is beneficial or not? And it may not be that this is something that can be open to perception. It could be that, it could be something that is either good or bad. And it could be that it could be in such a way that it could be that some people may see it as stealing, whereas other people see it as rescuing. So, there is a line there for what people see this path that you're going down is. But it is debatable, depending on which side of the fence you sit. Now, let's move on to the next set of cards. We have the Death card in reverse, the Ten of Wands in reverse, and the Six of Cups in reverse. Now, do you maybe realise on some level that, this may not be an idea that is honest? And you realise that it's on rocky ground. And it does give you a moment of pause. But it's something that you have such great expectations over that you don't want to let go. You don't want to lose hope in this idea because you've put so much energy and effort into, getting the result that you've wanted. And, you've worked yourself to exhaustion and looking at the Ten of Wands. But is it possible that, although you've worked yourself to exhaustion and you understand that there's a fine line of honesty in what you're doing, and you do have a moment of pause, is there maybe somebody standing behind you, cracking the whip, that maybe people don't see? Because you appear to be the front man, but people don't see that maybe there's a reason that you have to do it. And moving on to the Six of Cups in reverse, it could be that that that's something that you don't really want to do. In your heart, this is not something that maybe you would have chosen for yourself. And you realise that there's possibly a level of manipulation in what it is that you're doing. Are you maybe using it to buy affection from someone? Let's move down to the next set of cards, and we have the Page of Wands, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Five of Swords in reverse. Now, even though, you maybe do have some realisation of what it is you're doing, you're still really inexperienced in it. And looking at the Page of Wands, it's something that, you have been curious about and that you're doing. And although you are doing it, you're not very confident in it. There is still a lot that you have to learn. And because of that, are you maybe feeling that, you're in a vulnerable position? And are you maybe depending on whoever it is that is guiding you to, to make sure that what you're doing is the right thing? So you may be putting your trust in someone. Are they the person that, is maybe behind all of this? But it's something that, you're not sure about. And, you do question, but it's still something that you are doing under this person's advice. And then moving on to the High Priestess in reverse. There's so many things that you don't know about what it is that you're doing, even though you have high hopes for it. There's so many agendas that this person may have. And it could be that, is this person building up a relationship with you so that you will be the front person for whatever, this business opportunity or goal is, and that you will be the one that will take the blame when things go wrong. Because, there is a strong connection there that you are, you're into something that you may be over your head with. And it's something that, will not reflect well on you, because you are the one that's going to take the blame for this. And all of the work that you're doing, it could cost you a lot more than what you receive, the benefit that it will be for you. So this is something that could cost you greatly. Now, let's move on to the next set of cards. And we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune. Let me start that again. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Magician in reverse. Okay. Now, are you doing this to bring yourself, a good valued life? A life where you're having to work very little, but you are receiving maximum benefits for it. So you're getting such a high return on something that gives you an extremely easy life. And that seems very practical for yourself. And even though it's something that may be a little bit corrupt, the benefits to you, it seems, are it's a quality option for you for little work. But the thing is that all of this work that you're doing, that's pushing you into exhaustion to give yourself this wonderful life, there's so many things that can go wrong with it and moving on to the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, because things can go out of control with this so quickly. And it could be unexpected even, and the whole thing could just fall apart on you. Because, has there been trickery and manipulation here? Has there maybe been someone who has, made you believe that this is going to be such a wonderful life? And, the benefits are going to outweigh anything else. Even though you are working and taking, being the face person of whatever it is that you're doing. But the thing is that, because this is a deceitful or misuse of your aims, it's a misuse of all the good things that you have within you. And, it's something that will come back and bite you in the backside, because you are going to be the person that has been taking all this, action to reap the rewards. And there may not be a link to the person who's behind you, pulling all the strings. They may not get the blame because you're the one that's physically doing it. Now, let's bring these other cards back in. And we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Six of Swords in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles. Now, there is a certain level of materialism here, and you're so focused on that the people round about you, you're not listening to what they are saying, and you're pushing them away because you're so focused on something that you're not seeing the danger in. And you're stuck in this mindset. And all you can really see is the money side of things. And regardless of what people are saying or telling you, it's something that you're not wanting to hear, because you're so driven on, progressing to this wonderful materialistic place that you don't really care what people are advising you or telling you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. And, hopefully this reading has highlighted something that is going on in your life that will maybe help you to bring it front and centre and to help you focus and see the bigger picture. Because sometimes when you're in the middle of doing something, you don't actually realise what the bigger picture is. So hopefully this has helped to maybe answer a question or two, or to highlight something that maybe be, going awry in your life. And, it could help you to think about it a little bit more and maybe set yourself on a different path. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope everyone's well, and please be aware that this is a general reading and it may not suit everyone that's watching this, but even if there is just one card here that reflects to your situation, then I'm happy with that. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye.